Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the gaffer, Aleem Bolton. IBB Pro here with my brothers. We got hailing out of Australia, Melbourne, that is. My boy, your boy, you know that voice, the eyebrows, Phil Naselli, the Australian voice of men's physique. Avon, let's go, baby.
Let's go, Phil. Let's go.
And in Thailand, McGravy, always wavy, the heartbeat of men's physique, the one who started it all over 7 years ago, the culture himself, Hart McGrath. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, let's just jump into it because there were so many shows this past weekend. There were 5 shows. Boys, how you feeling, Hart? How you feeling, Phil? Let's get into it. Hart, take it away.
Welcome back to the Men's Physique Show. How many subs do we have, Phil? How close are we to inching our way to 30K? We're right there.
We're right there. It just grows day in, day out, week in, week out. I think we're coming close to, what are we now, Gaffer? You know better than what I do.
We're right at 25,000. Boys, we just started this. We're at 25,000 subscribers. What? It's crazy.
Just quickly, before we actually get into the show, now that the fans know that, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, what the hell are you guys doing? Tap the subscribe button, tap the bell icon, drop a like, drop a comment. Anyway, let's kickstart this show hard. Let's go.
Let's get this thing going, baby. 5 pro shows this weekend. Let's talk about the first one. Let's get into this. Top 2 at the Korea Pro. I have an amazing video I want to show you guys. We got Shun Kaneko versus Juxian. What a battle this was. This was so cool to see. Shout out to our fellow Horde member who just sent me this through a DM. The best 4K footage you're going to find on any YouTube channel. Shun Kaneko looks amazing. Juxian obviously looks incredible. Gaff, I'll throw over to you. Actually, I'm throwing over to Avon first because I know you were really tuning into this show. You really had your goggles on looking at this stuff. What'd you think? What are your first impressions of these two guys?
First impressions, I got to start, before I start anything, the production at this show, the Asians do it the best. I'm just calling it. Monster Zim, the way that they do their show, the lighting, the backdrop, the camera guy going around the athletes, absolutely incredible. So awesome stuff, Monster Zim. These two guys, mate, what a battle. We got Juxian, Shun Kaneko, 2 of the best athletes coming out of Asia, and boy, did these guys put on a show, and did they deliver. First thing I want to touch on is Juxian. There was a lot of talk about Juxian going into this show. Obviously, we know what was going on with the Pittsburgh. He was on again, off again, on again. I feel like Juxian didn't bring his full package. I reckon he's loading. I reckon this is a 90% Juxian and 85% Juxian. Wait till this guy heads to Pittsburgh in a couple days' time. I think he's actually leaving for Pittsburgh today. Wait, this guy's going to come in tighter at Pittsburgh Pro. And I'm telling you, this is a guy that could shake up. We know who's going to be at that stage. We know that there's going to be your Aaron, your Ali, your Edvan, your Chiron. This guy here, I'm telling you, could do some damage in a couple days' time. Gaffer, what do you think?
Japanese rock star Shun Kaneko with the Wagyu beef back looked incredible. I think both these guys killed it. Juxian absolutely peeled, looks great. I agree with you, Phil. I think that his physique is going to come in even tighter next week at the Pittsburgh Pro. He's got more on the line. He knows the type of competition he's going to be up against. So I'm excited about seeing him always represent. It's interesting to see these guys have the numbers on the front and the back. So when they turn around, the judges are able to call the numbers from the back also, which is just different. I've never seen that before. So it's just different that they've done that. But I would just say that Shun, it's been a while. I mean, he ran the gauntlet last year and did some ridiculous amount of shows. I think he did something like 10 shows or something, he was saying. And his body was just feeling it. So he took some time off. His first show back, you can see because he's holding a little bit of water. He's holding a little bit in the back. He looks great in the front. I think he could be a little bit tighter. But the back, you see some lines there. You see some wrinkles there. And I think that was part of the difference between him and Juxian. Juxian doesn't have any type of roll or fold over or water in the back when he goes into his back pose, his face to curtain. But Shun's back just looks crazy, boys. Like he's got all these muscles popping out from the traps all the way down to the rectors. He's got the rear delts. They're full. I mean, the muscle back. You see the upper lats, the lower lats, the mid traps, the rhomboids, the lower traps. Everything is beautiful on his physique. So it's just impressive to see these two boys stand next to each other. Obviously, Shun is a little bit wider. He's a superstar in Japan. Juxian now has become a superstar in China, and it's great to see these two boys up on stage, man. What'd you think, Hart, when you look at these two physiques? What are you thinking?
Man, I didn't know that Juxian was that much taller than Shun. First of all, I thought that was kind of interesting seeing the comparisons between these two guys. Let me try to pull that back up again. Here we go. Yeah, Juxian He versus Shun Kaneko. What an interesting battle. I think from the front, Juxian has a prettier shape, has an overall smaller waist. I think his chest, honestly, is a little bit better than Shun. I think Shun had a better peak in terms of like fullness to his physique. I think he had a bit more pop than Juxian He. To Phil's point, maybe Juxian He is getting ready for this weekend. And that could be that. But look at the height difference. I didn't know Juxian He looks bigger than Shun. He looks wider than Shun. He looks bigger than Shun. And, their feet are about even still, which is really interesting. But this is what I expected. Shun Kaneko, multi-time Olympian. Juxian He, 6th in the world. This is what I expected for the top two battle to be. When we turn to the back, I think Shun has a better back, even though he wasn't as tight, even though he, holding some water clearly in the lower back, like Gaffa said. I think Shun has a better back. I think there's more detail. I think the muscles pop a little bit more. But still, Juxian He is just so aesthetically pleasing. He doesn't need to come in 100% to win a show. And Shun didn't bring his absolute 100%. Both these guys looked incredible, taking nothing away from these physiques, from the aesthetics, some of my favorite physiques in the world. But yeah, Juxian He comes away with the win. Gaff, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Let's break down Juxian He a little bit more and look at his individual posing routine at this show. 6th in the world right here. Have at it.
Boys, I love this production. I mean, look at them following him going to the stage. I mean, this is just really, really money production right here. The production is top notch. And it'd be great to see shows doing more of this. Wow. You could just stop it right there, bro. I mean, he looks like a statue. Seriously, he is the statue that you should be receiving. Like Edmond Palmera said, like so many other athletes have said, when you get, Mehdi said this, when you get an award, a men's physique award, it should be the Juxian statue because he's perfect. Love the shoulders. I love how his shoulders are capped. I love the separation in the arms. The cap shoulders, the medial delts is such a difficult muscle for people to develop. His look great. Brandon, Banks, your top guys all have it. All have that pop in the shoulder and that separation. He has it. You don't see everybody with that pop. And that influences their ranking. Look at that into the Ventura pose, man. He does it perfect. He keeps the hand away from his chest and doesn't plant it right on his chest like so many, or close to it, like so many guys do. That's not how you, and he brings that hand that's down, he brings it back so you can actually appreciate the obliques. A lot of guys cover that space up. They put their hand straight down instead of moving it back, and you don't get a chance to appreciate the obliques. What are you doing the pose for then? It's not just to show your tricep. You're showing the arm, but the main mission of this is to show a tight core and show those obliques. Turns to the back, very smooth. Boom. I love that pop when he throws those hands out there like that. It definitely flares me up. You can see his front delts from the back. Judges love that. Judges want to be able to see that your shoulders are so full they can see your front delts from the back. And his feet are really well placed. They're definitely not too wide. They're definitely not too close. Their shoulders distance apart. They look good. I'd have them a little bit wider and maybe just with the feet pointing straight instead of out like that, but they look great. He's got a lot of detail in the back. You see the triceps even from the back when he's in his back pose. Nice lower lats. He's brought those up from the Olympia. Man, he's smooth, controls the tempo. Love that X-Man right there. That's beautiful. And then again, the waist just disappears. When he goes into the front pose, the waist just vanishes as the hands come down. Nice set of calves, nice legs. Juxian He, bro. He's impressive. The tan was popping too. The tan looked great on him. What'd you think, Phil?
Phil, before I have you touch more, Yeah, before I have you touch on Juxian, I want you to do the same thing that Gaffa did, but let's talk about Shun Kaneko. By the way, I think you gave him a new nickname over the weekend because I know he's using it now too.
He's using it now, bro.
Everyone's using it. He sent me a message. He goes, "Thanks to you, now everyone's calling me Wagyu," and for good reason. Look how much meat this guy's put on this frame. Is that a pause moment? I'm going to say pause anyway. This is by far the best version of Shun Kaneko that I've ever seen. I mean, we saw him last year. He was running the gauntlet. He did the Hawaiian Pro, and his body was just starting to give out. By the time he got to that Taiwan Pro, it was not the Shun Kaneko that we know and love. Taking a couple months off, him and Cuts went back to the drawing board, and this is the work of art that these two have been able to put together. The amount of size that he's been able to put on that frame, not only from the front, but also from the back. There is a good reason why I call him Wagyu. I actually said he's got a marble score of 12 at the moment. The finest Wagyu steak you'll find in the land. I love it, bro. I love it. But yeah, posing was flawless. I mean, in my eyes, I think it was just the waist needs to come in a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, the guy was dialed from the front. From the back, there was no doubt about it. He had the best back on that stage. Just pure density, thickness, width, the works. He was from the back. He had the best back shot. Now, to your point, Gaffer, you can definitely see those lines in the lower back. Probably needed to dry out a little bit more, if anything. But man, I know he's going to be doing the Reno show in, I think it's just over 2 weeks' time. He's flying over to do the Legion Sports Festival. So, a couple of extra weeks under his belt to tighten things up a little bit. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed with the look and the package that Shun presented on the weekend.
Love that, brother. Let's talk about third place. Did we have this prediction on lock, or did we have this on lock? We talked about Zhao Long, we talked about Juxian He, and then Shun Kaneko. Third place, let's talk about this guy. Li Zhaolong always brings a very dense, balanced physique from head to toe. Love his posing, love the waist. Just crazy. Like all of these Asian guys, whether it's from Japan, whether it's from China, all of them just bring something so special to the stage. This guy, I think, is the best poser, the way he flows. Yeah. I would love to see him in some small trunks posing classic physique. You guys know he's won classic physique shows. Another pretty nice back on the stage. You can see the details in his back. Really nice X-frame. The shorts are just glued to the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes. A really nice placing for Zhao Long. Third place at the Korea Pro. Again, posing, the flow, everything is on point. Tan looks good. Conditioning looks good. Nice and full. Wish he would have held the poses a little bit longer, if I'm being honest. But again, third place for Zhao Long. Beautiful
full
placing
chest
for
too,
him.
Bro. He has a great
super
chest.
Full chest.
Yeah.
Super full chest. That was your Korea Pro. Again, first place, Juxian He. Second place, Shun Kaneko. And third place was Long. I mean, not to talk about this guy too long, but I mean, everyone, all these Asian guys are just insanely aesthetic. I just want to briefly see what this guy looks like. This is Kim. This is IFBB Pro Jia Hang. I mean, boys. Look at this.
That top 5 was nuts. Even, I know Junpei was in that top 5 as well. Like the top 5 at this show, it was neck and neck with every single one of these athletes. Like they all look super crisp. They all pose really, really nicely as well. Like that's men's
physique, bro. Yeah, that's men's physique all day.
The aesthetics, I think the most aesthetic show by far was the Korea Pro. Crazy. I know you guys saw this guy. We don't talk about bodybuilding, but this guy's causing waves in the bodybuilding division. But we're men's physique, so we won't stay on it too long.
Crazy, bro.
Which is crazy. Yeah. Insane. Okay, the show of the weekend was the Memphis Pro, and I'm going to throw it over to the Gaffa. He has so much to say about this show. He was backstage. He was on the stage. He was in the production room. He was everywhere. Gaffa, take it away. How was your experience at the 2026 Memphis Pro?
Becca and Alan Sizemore with the Hunters, Emmanuel and Liz Hunter, put on a phenomenal show. How do you know it's phenomenal? Their reputation is known in the industry for putting on a great show. And they even upped the ante from what they normally do. They had great prize money for the winners. They had masters in the show, 35 and over, 40 and over, 50 and over, and even a 60 and over. One guy who went out there and won. I mean, to see him in shape at 60 years old was incredible, bro. It was incredible to see. But you had Tony Lynch in there, he's done 50 pro shows. He's done 50 pro shows, bro. That's insane. You had Clarence McSpadden getting his first Masters win at 35 and over, representing dark sports, of course, and Celsius and Chic and so many, and Evogen and so many other companies. I mean, he's like Mr. Marketable. Drew Cullen coming in 5th place was phenomenal. The boys look great. This was the biggest men's physique show in terms of participants, I think they said, in the history of men's physique ever for a regular show. And it was in Memphis, out of all places. We're not talking Vegas. We're not talking even the likes of Atlanta. We're talking Memphis. So that's the power of the promoters, and that's the power of the men's physique show. Because we've been talking about this show for a while now, and it lived up to all the hype. Seeing these guys in person and seeing the way the production went, and the judging panel itself, which was incredible. Shout out to Kelly, head judge. He did a great job. Mo was up there. She crushed it. I mean, you had some really, really great judges who, just were on point. Everybody was on point. The athletes were on point. They loved us. We got videos. You must have seen me with the Brazilian bull, Emerson Costa. We were vibing, jumped in the car with him, went back to his pad with his coach, chopped it up, did a quick interview. Drew Cullen, quick interview. Like, everybody was just receptive, wanting to get on the camera, wanting to share their story, their journey leading up to this. And we're going to be dropping all that this week. So that's all I got to say for right now. I mean, I could go on and on and on, as we've all spoken off the screen, but phenomenal show, boys. If you are going to the Memphis Pro Show next year, great. If you're not, you're going to miss out. And another show that's going to be on par with this and be dope is going to be that Goals Classic show that we're doing for sure. That's going to be fire with massive amounts. In fact, Emerson Costa is going to the Goals Classic. He'll be in that show. So if you're looking for smoke, that's the show to go to. Anyway, take it away, Hart.
Would love to. Avomp, let's talk about your top 4 at this show, top 5 at the show. I don't know if this was perfect order, but pick a guy out. Who do you want to talk about? And tell us why you love their physique.
Let's talk about the bull. I love talking about the Brazilian bull, Emerson Costa. Gaff, when I was telling Gaffer before, when I saw him in the backseat of his car, I'm like, what the hell is Emerson and Gaffer doing together? But Gaffer, you're everywhere, man. You're like, where's Wally sometimes? Like, you go on Instagram, you see Gaffer in the backseat of someone's car. But anyway, let's talk about Emerson. Emerson, we saw what he did a couple of weeks back. I mean, he was absolutely dialed. I think it was the LA Grand Prix he took out. Yeah, it was LA, not St. Louis. Yeah, he's got. It's not the most aesthetic shape on the stage, but it is the freakiest out of the lot. He brought the conditioning, absolutely no doubt about it. But when you look at someone like Francisco, who came in extra sharp, I mean, it's very, very hard to beat. And then from the back, when he turns to the back, I mean, there's a reason why I call him the Brazilian bull. Just muscle upon muscle upon muscle. When you look at that back shot, in my eyes, it goes straight to Emerson Costa. I think his arms could be dropped a little bit. I think his arms are a little bit too high, where he's kind of shrugging a little bit. But yeah, well deserving of that 3rd place. I picked him in my top 3. And yeah, I think he's. You said he's doing the Gold's Classic. Is he got any more shows planned for this year, Gaffer, or is he wrapping it up?
Yeah, he's going to do Orlando, and he's doing Miami.
Nice. So yeah, he's still got a couple shows left to do. So could he get that Olympia qualification? I think he could. I mean, he's shown that he can stand up and stand toe to toe with some of the best in the world, and obviously just falling behind, Vitor and Francisco, who both brought incredible physique. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this guy in the near future, and fingers crossed he gets that 2026 Olympia qualification.
Who would you want to go with, Hart? Who you want to talk about? I'll take anyone else.
I'll talk about Goches Pro. On the far right, wearing the manifest.
Boys. Yo, bro.
Goches Pro, man. Love him. Out of Colombia. I think he has my favorite stage shorts on stage. I love the way they fit, love the way his legs are built, so the shorts even look better. I mean, this guy is built, bro. I mean,
He's
between
got the
him
best
and
calves in
Emerson
all of
Costa,
bodybuilding. He's got the best calves in all of bodybuilding, bro. His calves
are
are
ridiculous.
In
Absolutely
person, they look
ridiculous.
like softballs when he flexes them. Oh my god, they look crazy, insane.
Yeah, this guy's he's a genetic freak who's put in the work. Him and Emerson Costa, obviously the best backs on stage, just crazy backs. Gochez, it's good to see him coming better. Do I think he can still come in even better? Yeah, and it's really that midsection that he needs to continue to figure out and just figure out the details, get drier in. But this is one of the best Gochez pros that I have seen. Juan Manuel Gochez. Really clean look. I've always loved his look. I've always loved the legs. His legs are always very dominating, and his upper body is very balanced with the legs. Would he get fourth place here right after the bull? Then we had second place Francisco, first place Vitor Chaves. Gaffa, you saw it in person though. You saw the main reason why Francisco lost to Vitor, and like you said, if he would have made this change, things would have been different.
I believe so. I think that Vitor looked incredible. And so did Francisco. But again, you can have the best physique on the planet, but how you display it, that's what the judges are going to judge on. You could look great. You could take two guys and you're like, oh, that guy's going to win. Then you see him go on stage and he's just like 2 left feet when it comes to posing. That's not the case with Francisco Martinez, the Nightmare himself. What happened, what I believe, 2 things. One, the tan should have been a little bit darker. I think the tan was a little too light for him, for his physique. It could have been a shade darker. It would have made him pop a little bit more. Like you look at Vitor, he's got that smooth sheen to him. I think Francisco just needs a little bit more of that, especially under those lights on that day. The other thing is when they turn to the back. When they turn to the back, you see everybody's wide and they're opened. Francisco isn't. And that's because when they were up there, the guys were getting really, really close. I mean, they're battling, of course, right? So they're like trying to, everyone just naturally gravitates towards the middle to the X, right? And the judges had to keep telling everyone to step away, move in your box, stay in your box. And just naturally, because they're competitors, they kept moving closer and closer every single time. And when they were going to the back, because they were so close, when they were in their front shot, when they turned to the back, there wasn't a lot of room for him to move. And he's a bigger guy. So bigger guys need more space, and the space just didn't exist for him. So, and you're standing basically next to either Juan on your right hand side right here, who's super strong, or Vitor, or Emerson, because they switched him around a lot during the show. And sometimes 50% of the time he was able to open up, and they move him right back to the middle. Then he'd be in the middle, and they'd have someone else like Emerson or Juan on the other side of him, and they would clash with the arms, and he would pinch in the back and his lats would get lean instead of staying wide. So unfortunately, this picture does not depict how wide. I mean, you can even see how his traps are pinch right there. This picture does not depict how wide this guy really is. And when you see it all together, it's a different story. And he's got beautiful lower lats. So, I mean, probably the best lower lats up there for sure. But insane physique. Number 2, he's already qualified for the O. Coming in second behind Vitor Chaves is an incredible, placing for sure, even despite all of that. So incredible. And then of course Vitor Chaves was incredible.
Yeah, Phil, I'm gonna throw it over to you. We can talk about Vitor a little bit, what he's done in the last few weeks, what the show means to him. But just so everyone understands, the men's physique show, we've known about Francisco's greatness for months now. We interviewed him months ago. I think it was actually last year we interviewed him in December. So if you have not seen that interview, go check out who this guy is. If anyone should be talked about, if anyone deserves praise, if anyone deserves massive sponsorship, and just keep your eyes on this guy, it's Francisco. I mean, if you're not talking about this guy, you should be, because he was one little mistake away from beating Vitor Chaves, who is one of the best in the world. That's how good Francisco is, and he hasn't been competing very long at all. Phil, let's throw it over to you. I want to talk about Vitor Chaves. Obviously, last week or a few weeks ago, he lost to Vinicius Mateus. Vinicius wasn't in this show, but Vitor comes away with a win, and it wasn't an easy win. Talk about Vitor's win in Memphis. How do you think he looked? How do you think he did?
I think he looked great. I mean, this must be a massive relief for Vitor because obviously, like you said, lost to Vinicius on home soil. He was a favourite going into that show. Obviously, the result didn't go his way. Obviously, this show, the result did go his way. And now he's officially qualified for the 2026 Mr. Olympia now as he heads to Pittsburgh to go up against some of the best in the world, which is going to be incredible to see. Now, he looked great. He was sharp. I mean, it was your typical Vitor Chaves. Fluid, like his posing was very, very nice. The shape, the presentation, the works. Like Vitor is a top Olympian for good reason. It's very, very hard to stand next to Vitor, especially with that front shot, that silhouette. It's just so iconic. Like whenever you see that Vitor, whenever you see that physique with the small waist and the way that the lats pop, it's just so iconic. But yeah, no, I believe like he definitely was the winner on the day. Like I said, qualified for the O, so he must be so relieved now. And now, like I said, it's time to just fully focus on the Pittsburgh, see where he stands against some of the best. And then, in my opinion, he's going to obviously just shut it down and then full force leading into September. Gaffer, you interviewed him. How was he after the show? How's he feeling? How's he looking? Give us the rundown.
Boys, he was so appreciative of the moment. He felt great. He felt good. This is fresh off the win. He just walked off the stage. He hasn't even gone back and gotten his check yet. Like that's how fresh this is, right? Just came off. He was so appreciative for the win. He said great things about us and how much he appreciates the show and what we do for the athletes. He feels like there's a relief off his shoulders right now because there's a lot of pressure. He's expected to win. When you're Vitor Chaves, the expectations are high. You're not, especially in a show like this, you're not the type of guy who should come in second or third place at a show like this when you're Vitor Chaves. It could happen when you have Francisco Martinez thrown into that mix, but he was the favorite going in. In addition to that, a lot of people have been talking, some hate towards our guy, and they're like, "Oh, he was running from the New York Pro. He didn't want to go to the New York Pro. This was strategic. He felt it was going to be a lighter roster, and that's why he went." That's not the case at all. Emmanuel Hunter, back when they were at the Arnold UK, actually when they were at Arnold, Ohio, started talking with Vitor Chaves. They're really good friends. They're bros. And he asked me, he said, "Hey, I'm co-promoting this show with Alan and Becca Sizemore, who are judges, by the way, the Memphis Pro. Could you come out and could you do the show?" And Vitor was like, my brother, I will do it for you. I'm going to come on out. So that's why he came. It wasn't like he was ducking any smoke or anything like that. It was out of, that's his boy. He's going to look out. Let's make this show dope. I'm in. And it just happened to fall on the same day. But he would have done this show any week, anytime. Vitor doesn't run from smoke from no one. He's not running from Ali. He's not running from his boy Ed Von and their brothers. And he's not running from anyone. That's not how he's built. So shout out to Vitor Chaves, the V-taper himself. I told him, "Phil, we were talking about you a lot, even in this. The Victorious B.I.G. Vitor Chaves. Love this guy, man. What an athlete and what a human being."
So cool. The Gaffer was boots on the ground, got backstage, got the athletes, felt the love from the entire division, the show, the guys, the fans, everything. This is a legendary interview. This is a legendary interview, boys. I mean, we have the Gaffer backstage with Vitor, and Vitor's having an amazing time. I mean, if you want even more proof, just look at the comments. Vitor Chaves says, "Your energy is fantastic, man. Thanks," with the most likes here. I did see Caleb Carlos came in. He said, "That trophy's nice. I'm coming for it next year." Which is absolutely hilarious. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Carlos Ocron coming to the Memphis Pro, and I'm telling you, it's influenced because he wants a Gaffer interview, no doubt about it. He wants the Men's Physique show to interview him. He also interviewed Drew Colin. Guys, got to go check this one out. This was absolutely fantastic. And we have some more content dropping from that show as well. Oh, that's a beautiful sponsor right here. Phil, what are you talking about in this video?
Yeah.
I'm talking about these two products right here. The newest partner of the Men's Physique show, Metabolics. Damn, do these guys make some really, really good products. I mean,
You talking
I
about
use
these
them those two, yeah. They make some really, really good products. I mean, we know about bodybuilding. There is a side to bodybuilding that a lot of people neglect, and that's the internal side of things. Yes, you can look good on the outside, but you need to make sure you dialing things in and feeling your best internally. That's where these products come into play. We've got the heart and kidney support as well as the liver support, all clinically dosed, all formulated by a doctor. They're not skipping out on anything on here. So if you're someone who prioritizes your health and you want to be in this sport for the longest period of time, or if you're someone who just wants to look after your overall health and well-being, pick yourself up a bottle of both the heart and kidney support as well as the liver support. Use the code MPSHOW at the checkout for a cheeky little discount. Save yourself some money, but they're two of the best health products in the market at the moment, hands down.
Bro, I didn't even know about this product until you started talking about it. And I was taking some liver pills and kidney pills, and I was taking them, and I remember I sent them to Cuts, and Cuts was like, "Those are okay, but try these instead." And he put me onto some other ones, and they work, and they're good, but they don't have half the ingredients that this does. My body literally feels cleaner, and it's not because of nostalgia or just taking them. I'm not just saying that to say it. Like, this is great for preventative. If you're trying to, you don't want kidney stones, you don't want to have toxins in your liver and your kidneys. This stuff is great for PCT. You're on gear. Like, how are you on gear and you're not taking anything that's preventative is insane.
I wish I had this. Aleem, I wish I had this when I was doing shit.
Right? Like, bro, this is the triple truth, Ruth. So, like, if you're on gear, or if you just, your liver or your kidneys aren't as optimal as they should be, or you just want them to be, or you want to just keep them healthy and youthful, you better be on this stuff, because it's incredible. And the three of us are taking it now. We stand behind it 100%. Other athletes that I was talking to at the show, they're about to jump on it too. Man, can't say enough great things about Metabolic. Shout out to Metabolic.
I want to say one more thing about the company as well, and about these more specifically, because I'm sure a lot of bodybuilders out there have been in positions where you've bought 20 different tablets and you've got your pill boxes and you're down in 20, 30 tablets a day to make sure you've ticked off every little box. This has got milk thistle. This has got hawthorn berry, citrus bergamot, ubiquinol. It's got all those little products that you take, all in a couple of pills that you need to take a day. I've done my blood work on these whilst taking them and whilst not taking them, and I can guarantee you, and I can tell you for a fact, my markers on every single blood test that I've done whilst using these have been the best, and they've improved every single time. So if that's enough proof, I don't know what is. So go and get yourself a bottle of both these supplements today if you are someone who is enhanced, someone who wants to look after your health, because I can guarantee you your lipids and your blood markers will be the best that they've ever been.
100%. Super excited to be partnered with Metabolic, the newest sponsor of the Men's Physique show. Look out for a booth at the Olympia. That's all I'm saying.
Facts.
Speaking of Physique League,
woo!
Over 90 submissions. Over 90 submissions. This is just week 7. Wait till week 70 next year, 2-3 years into this. I counted, I'll do the results in a little bit, but only 4 or 5 guys actually got this right. Out of 90 plus submissions, only 4 or 5 people knew the division of men's physique better than anyone else. Now, out of the 4 or 5 winners, one of those guys, whoever put it in first, whoever guessed right first and put it in there, will get a free pair of manifests. So look for the winner to be announced here shortly later today. Go play Physique League. Week 8 is going to be crazy. We got the Pittsburgh Pro. It's going to go absolutely insane. Let's go over to I like those shorts. I was
wondering
shorts.
what you're doing, Gaffer.
I like those shorts.
What are you doing here?
Gotta show my I think these are the Plutos.
Yeah, that Galaxy range
Those are
is
so clean.
nuts.
So clean. MP Show, boys. Use the code MP Show. Save yourself some money on the
Love
best
these
stage shorts in
go.
the game. I'm going to throw it over to Taha Killick, who is at the Tunisia Pro, because he has a dope ass video of the first call out, the top 5 at the Tunisia Pro. I didn't know that Tunisia is located in Africa. Phil, did you know that?
I didn't know that. I thought it was part of Europe, just like I thought Morocco was part of Europe. So there's a lot of countries that I don't know of that are in Africa by the looks of it.
Let's talk about the Tunisia Pro. Phil, you just got done talking about Vitor, Gaffa, Kamal. Of course, I mean, we called this. We said Mahmoud. We said Kamal. There's a third place guy that we'll dig into a little bit more. Phil, if you want to start looking at that third place, he has an amazing physique. But Gaffa, what do you think of Kamal entering the Tunisia Pro? Is it a surprise that he won this show to you?
No, not at all. I mean, that guy packs so much muscle, and he's wide. He's wide. Like, he is like city bus wide in his shoulders. Kamal has the heart of a champion. He's focused. He's been hitting us up, both collectively on our show as well as individually. His back is crazy. His chest, he has some of the biggest pectorals, like Jeremy Pavin, kind of like insanely large pectoral muscles. The way that they just go all the way across your chest, and he's full. Love that he's streamlined. He's got his conditioning down. That's been a little bit of an Achilles heel for him back in the days, but now it seems like he's giving his body some rest. He's eating right. He's got the right coaching. The diet looks great. The physique goes crazy. Man, Kamal, shout out to him, man, because that guy busts his butt in order to get that W, and we know that he's made sure that he suffered. He says, man, if I'm not suffering, I don't deserve it. So look at it. Look at his abs, how bubbly the abs are, even how grainy the muscle is, because he's so developed, and he's got that older guy kind of graininess to the physique, to the muscle tissue. Yet he's got like a newer, younger guy's thin skin that sits right on top of it. So really like him, man. He just needs, I think, just the waist. He angles it really well. That waist just needs to continue to come down for him to move up into the next tier of athletes. But right now, man, he's just so dominant. He looks incredible.
I love that. Second place was Mahmoud. I told you guys last week, Mahmoud is coming. Mahmoud is taking about a year off, right? Taking about a year off, was healing the body, was making the needed improvements that he had to do from the vice president of the league, Tyler Mannion. Mahmoud gets second place. This has got to feel good. I know he's probably been itching to get back on stage. Your only guy from Bahrain at this show. Look at that, top 20 back in 2023. He's been waiting to get back on stage, and I know he's probably very pleased with second place, but I know he wants to get that first place. I know he wants to qualify for the Olympia. I thought Mahmoud looked really good. I thought this was an improved Mahmoud. I thought the waist was down. I thought the back looked better from Mahmoud. Very happy to see my guy doing well, feeling well, and placing good at the show. There he is, just an absolute marvel. Very proud of Mahmoud. Third place, we thought it was Tahal Killick, but it was someone else. Phil, do we have his name?
Navid Ali, Navid space Ali. Yep, that one there.
Boom.
This guy was a sleeper, and shouldn't have slept on him, because if there's one man, I mean, we know when it comes down to men's physique, it's all about, those etched in abs, those detailed obliques, like just conditioning. This guy brought the conditioning. If you take a look at that photo of him with his partner or the lady on the bench there, look how he is shrink wrapped. Now, obviously, when you look at the lighting that was at the Tunisia show, didn't really show off these details. But if you look at another photo, the one right next to it, the one of him at I think it's the Philippine Pro. Oh, that's a video. If you zoom into that hard, the guy brings some serious conditioning. Like, this is almost like Ali Bilal-esque conditioning if I've ever seen it. Now, we need to remember, and I think a lot of people forgot this. I forgot this. He actually beat Jovan Sagabain in the Philippines only a couple of months ago. So this guy is almost a giant killer. He can take down some of the best athletes in the world. If you stand toe-to-toe with this guy, are you going to beat him in conditioning? A lot of the time, I don't think a lot of people can beat this guy in conditioning. Now, in terms of the front shot and the silhouette, beautiful front shot. Small waist, big, broad shoulders, detailed abs. This guy's got a look about him. And I feel like, obviously he's got his one pro show win. He's going to collect a couple of points from you. Did he come second or third? I thought this guy came second.
You know what? Yeah, I think he came second because you just sent me the results of the show, Phil. I'm going to pull it up here in 2 seconds. The results of the Tunisia Pro brought to you by Philip Naselli. Second place for the men's physique division was officially Navid.
It was. Yeah. I was going to say, I personally, looking at this photo, I think Kamal could have come in a bit darker on his tan. He looks a little white compared to the rest of them. And he doesn't have, and we've said it a couple of times, how important that sheen is, that oil. And it looks like he was missing it. It looks like he almost looks dry.
Like he didn't even get glazed. Like they didn't even put glaze on him. Yeah.
That's a common theme with Kamal, though. He's usually like this.
Is he really?
That?
No,
yeah,
I
like I don't ever looking
wonder,
back, he's never glazed up. I wonder if he's doing his own glaze.
Do you reckon there's a reason behind that?
He's
because we know how much he's still winning shows, but still, I feel like he's doing himself a disservice by not glazing up.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's winning this show, granted, but you put him in another show with competitors that, like, you put him in the Memphis Pro show or somewhere like the New York Pro, you don't come with that glaze. With that level of competition, you need everything to be checked off the box. You can't miss glaze. You can miss glaze at certain shows if you just have a freakish physique, which he does, but you can't against other freaks. Like you gotta set it. You gotta make it an even kill. But what a back though he has. Look at the definition.
Yeah, absolutely. Kamal's got a great back. I think that's one thing that Navid will need to spend time bringing up. I feel like his front shot is extremely dominant. It's just when he turns to the back, it's just missing the mark a little bit. But all in all, I mean, second place, Tunisia Pro, awesome stuff, brother.
That was your top 3 boys for the Tunisia Pro. Absolutely amazing. Very competitive. Mahmoud, Navid, Kamal, of course, your winner. But I'm with you, Phil. This guy definitely has a bright future in the sport. He already beat Jovan Segabayan, who's one of the best in the world as well. I hope he's healing up okay. That was your Tunisia Pro recap. Let's move it over to Las Vegas. We had a massive upset in Vegas. Everyone throughout the weekend had Tyler James winning this show. And in his caption here, he says, I ended in 4th place. And the feedback is that he needs to come in a little bit drier. And he's going to do just that. Tyler James gets 4th place at this show, which is crazy.
Who did not see this one guys who beat him?
For real. Well, let's talk about first place. A dentist got first place, which is super sick. This is Deontay Crawford. Now, I know I've heard that name before. He's an owner of a dental clinic, which is super cool. Right? I don't know if there's another pro guy that is enhanced named that or what, but let's talk about Deontay Crawford, the tooth doc, getting first place at the Las Vegas Natural Pro. And all I got to say, I know he's natural, right? They test, they do all that stuff. And I mean this as a compliment, but he does not look natural, boys. He doesn't look natural at all.
I said it last week. These natty guys, I think I've said it about 100 times on this show. These natty guys just get better and better and better. Like, I'm with you, Hart. Like, these natty guys don't look natty, but to your point, these guys are all tested thoroughly. I know there's a lot of people that doubt and, hate on these guys. They question if they are enhanced or not. But we know that these guys go through vigorous testing, before shows, after shows, throughout the season as well, off-season prep, the works. But man, we spoke about Tyler last week. This guy looks nuts as well, from the chest to the arms to the etched-in abs to the silhouette. Like, this guy's got a great physique and he's got a great future in the sport. Gaffer, you're looking at him. I think this might be your first time looking at him. What do you think?
It is. Well, I definitely think he's natty because his shoulders would probably, even though they're popping, they would be a lot blocked. They would be like a little bit more rounder and harder looking if he was on gear, and his lats would be wider, especially for his physique. And we'd be able to see a little bit more detail in that back. He'd look drier for sure. And we'd be able to see more detail if he was enhanced. And obviously, he looks like a shorter guy, very, very stocky. I'm surprised they went with this look. Well-deserved for sure. I mean, the guy's got muscle. He looks incredible. But I'm surprised they went with this look because he's got a shorter, blockier look. But he looks great, man. I mean, the chest, the arms, everything. Clearly, you got it. Like, that's a great picture of him. That looks clean. That's why you got to be there. You got to see it in person and see the detail. Obviously, there's a little filter on this, but he looks great, man. Shout out to him. Definitely did not have him on the radar. He's on the radar now. So let's go.
He's on the radar. Here he is backstage doing a little interview. Guy looked crazy. Absolutely nuts. Crazy to see Tyler James in fourth place. Maybe like second place to this guy, but to drop all the way back and forth. I know Tyler will regroup and get his stuff back together. Natural Pro Show, Las Vegas Pro-Am was won by Deontay Crawford. Holy crap. It's crazy density. Crazy muscle bellies. The last show of the weekend, boys. The show we got to talk about was the one where Ali Bilal got first, Edvon Palmera in second, our boy Isai Kesek in third. Who's Max Reps? What's the first name on that?
Jeremiah Maxey.
Jeremiah Maxey. Dude, I don't recognize him with the haircut. Or not with the haircut, with the hair length. My guy has dreads now. I don't know if you guys saw that, or braids, whatever this is. Vinicius in fifth and Dan right behind him. Oh my gosh. So as you guys know, maybe they don't know, Dan Ibrahim interview dropping this Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. It was an absolute banger. It was emotional. It's going to hit you deep. It was really cool to interview the two-time Pro Show winner, Dan Ibrahim. Vinicius Mateus just coming off of that win versus Vitor Chaves. Would this look beat Vitor Chaves? I mean, things are so... You never know with men's physique. You just never know. Jeremiah Maxey looked absolutely incredible. This guy is big. This guy is aesthetic. The long hair helps him. Isai Kesek, all the way from Indonesia, finally competes this year, and he looked absolutely fantastic. I can see in his physique what he needs to work on, because I've just been seeing him by himself for the longest time, but now standing next to literally number 2 in the world, number 5 in the world, he's right behind him. You can kind of see a little bit of gaps in his physique, but still third place. That's pretty much where I thought he'd be. Edvon Palmera and Ali Bilal were just going at it back to back. But let's start off with Ali Bilal. Who wants to take Ali? I'm going to pull up a 4K video and we're going to break this down. I mean, Ali's coming for Ryan Terry. That's all I got to say. Ali is coming for Ryan Terry.
You want to take
talking about it? I'll take it. He has been confident the whole way through the year, and for good reason. This guy knows what he's able to do. He knows what he's able to present. A lot of people call him cocky. A lot of people call him arrogant. I call him confident, and you're allowed to be, because if you're not confident in yourself, who's going to be confident for you? And this guy, everything that he said, he said, if you want to be a star, stand on stage next to him. If there's no ifs with him, he said that he's closed the door and he threw away the key. The guy backed up everything that he said. And if there is one thing that I can say about Ali Bilal and what he presented in New York, it was just a polished Ali Bilal. We know what we're going to get with Ali. We're going to get crazy conditioning. We are going to get, those abs, and the posing is going to be flawless. He's made some significant improvements to the rear shot as well. Perfect score, and perfect score for good reason. This guy has obviously now done his warm-up show. Now he heads into the big dance, or one of the big dances next week, up against some very, very hard hitters at that Pittsburgh Pro. Can he do back-to-back perfect scores? We'll find out in 7 days' time, but really, really impressed with Ali Bilal. You can see why he's number 2 in the world. He wants that number 1 spot. He's very, very close at number 1 spot. Who knows? 2026 could be a different story, when September comes around, when that Olympia comes around. So, yeah, awesome stuff, Ali Bilal. Very, very well deserved. And, we're looking forward to seeing what he does in Pittsburgh next week.
You see why Ali Bilal is, in the top 2 guys on the planet. Certainly in the top 3. Because when you look at his abs and his core, and you look at Brandon Hendrickson's, and you look at Ryan Terry, those 3 guys just stand so far apart from everybody else with the amount of striations and lines that they have in the obliques. I mean, Ali Bilal has like 8 lines in his oblique section. 8. Like 5 going this way and 3 going this way. Like the serratus, the intercostal, everything. And he's got low hanging lower lat, like the same as Isai, right? So it's just a very unique, and so does Edvon. That's why these 3 up there together is such a unique look, to see the 3 of them and to really identify who with this body type looks the best. And with the tan, I mean, who impacts like Ali Bilal? You got people now using dishwashing soap in order to have their tan sit really, really tight and well on their skin and have the pop like he's got. You've got guys who are working on their abs hardcore now, doing vacuums and doing isometric holds in their abs because of Ali Bilal. You even got guys like I saw Drew Cullen this weekend do that, like when he does the back pose before he transitions again and he goes into that like that Hendrickson squeeze off on the side though instead of straight back. Drew Cullen now does that, and I was like, damn, like this guy, and I'm not going to say Drew got it from him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did because, Drew's a student of the game also, and you're going to study. That's it right there. You're going to study guys who are doing it better than you, and you want to take from that and maybe incorporate it. So, shout out to Ali Bilal for being such a huge influence, and not only in the bodybuilding community, but also worldwide, especially in Afghan, where he helps so many kids. He helps so many people who are just like missing limbs. So many kids. I think Afghan has the #1 most impacted, like kids impacted by the war, like with lost limbs and just missing parts, body parts and whatnot. He goes out there and helps everybody. And he actually donates a lot of his checks, his winnings and stuff like that to help people back home and Afghanistan. So, man, you could say a lot about Ali and say he talks a lot, but for all that talking he does, I will say that he brings a lot of attention to the men's physique division. In fact, now you got guys like there's another podcast that does the Detroit Pro, Faroud. He's looking at if Ali Bilal shows up, then I'm going to do a men's physique division for my show. Like that's the impact of Ali Bilal, because he knows that he puts butts in seats. He knows that he's going to bring eyes to your streaming. He's going to put people in the seats to see him live. And Faroud, I'm like, bro, why are you even touching men's physique? Because you didn't like it before, so why are you touching it now? But I'm just saying, like, be true to what it is. Whatever you came in with, whatever energy you got, keep that energy. But and I don't necessarily like guys using men's physique guys in order to get paid, and coming from that angle, that's not really dope in my humble opinion. But I get why you do it from a business perspective. I get the business in it. And Ali's gotten thicker. He's gotten denser. His arms, if you look at him last year to this year, his chest got thicker. His arms got thicker. He's more bubbly in the abs now with the added weight. I mean, he looks incredible, bro. He's just worked on himself. Look how much bigger he is from there, and he is ripped. Whew. Ripped. So
I had
Ali Bilal, shout out. Love that.
I had a laugh about about the Detroit Pro, because he also went on the record and he said, "Oh, if he does a Detroit Pro, no one's going to rock up," which I found really, really funny. But I want to talk about this for a second, because Ali, I know you're quick on the story, and I know you removed it very quickly, but you're lucky Avomp was on the scene, and I was probably one of the first people who watched that story, because Ali Bilal went on his Instagram story earlier today, and he made a bit of a story about I think a few people had told him that he should do the Superman pose. And he also mentioned that, when you look at the history of men's physique, the guys who've always won have done a one hand on hip, and he favors the one hand on hip. And the reason why Ryan Terry doesn't do the one hand on hip is because he can't do it. He can't execute it properly. Now, I don't know who planted that seed in Ali Bilal's head and told him to do the Superman pose, because he's come out on his own and said, "You know what? I'll show you what the Superman pose looks on me." Don't give this guy ammo. That's all I'm saying. This guy is one of the most dangerous physiques in the world at the moment. And if you're going to give him a second pose to hit, he hits it nicely. He hits it very, very well. So now, not only can Ali do that one hand on hip and then that oblique shot, if he stands toe-to-toe with some of the best in the world and hits his Superman pose, he can expose a lot of people as well. So who knows? Will he hit the Superman pose at Pittsburgh? Will he hold off and maybe go toe-to-toe with Ryan Terry at the Olympia at the end of the year and hits it then? Who knows? But don't give this guy ammo, because he's dangerous as it is. Gaffer, what are you going to say?
Only a few people can hit multiple poses, right? Like we were talking about this last time. The great basketball players could lay it up with the right hand or the left hand. You see like stories of Kobe or Jordan getting their right hands hurt, so they shoot with their left hands and still make it, right? Ali Bilal has the ability to pose on either side. Only Brandon Hendrickson you see do that. Like Brandon goes into the one hand off hip. He does both hands on hip, he goes at an angle. He's just polished. So here, what I'm looking at, I don't think that this pose would beat Ryan Terry's pose the same amount of weeks out with the Superman pose, just because Ryan Terry just knows how to squeeze and push the shoulders so well that you see the striations in the shoulders really pop out and really be bubbly. And he's just got it locked down in terms of that look. But I like how Ali has his hands around the waist to give the illusion that the waist tapers even more. I like how he cuts a lot of the spacing between the lats and the arms, so there's practically no space between there. It just looks really, really complete. It's a beautiful shot for him for sure. And as a fan, I want to see him do it. You know, if I'm his coach and we're going for the win, I don't know. I got to see him with the tan on, glazed, and really doing it for real and focused on it, and how he gets into the position, how long he holds it for, and then gets out of it. Brandon does a great job with it. RT obviously does a great job. That's his shot. So it'll be interesting to see him do it. Do you think that Banks would wind up doing it? Let's say Ali does it this year. You see the top 3 guys. Do you think Banks would turn around and start doing the Superman pose? Those long arms?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, just because Ali Bilal posted this photo. We see dozens and dozens and dozens of guys try to do what Ali Bilal does. We see it. Literally, Ali Bilal is the trendsetter. After he started opening up and squeezing his obliques, everyone does it. Everyone does it. Imagine how many guys are scrubbing dish soap over the weekend, cleaning themselves off to try to get the right tan. This guy is a trendsetter. Like, you see why this guy is worth millions of dollars. It's very clear. We got to do a reel on that, Phil. I would love to see a talking head on that. If you going in on Ali. If not, I'll post another one.
Give me an hour.
Let's go.
That's sick. He's going to love that, bro. He's going to love if he did that.
More content.
Let's go back to the placings here. Second place, Edvon Palmera. Really good battle between Edvon and Ali. I think Ali is just a little bit too much. And then Edvon comes in with not the craziest back. Although Edvon has a damn good back, it's not the craziest back. You think about Ryan Terry and Ali front shots, man, it's almost like neck and neck. Then they turn around. Okay, Ryan Terry beats him all day. Here, not so much. You know, Edvon has a good back. Does he have a better back than Ali Bilal? I think that's the question. Is Edvon's, because you look at the front between Ali Bilal and Edvon Palmera, it's damn close. Like, Edvon Palmera's front shot's one of the best front shots in the entire universe. The only issue is he's standing next to Ali Bilal. You know, I love this video. This video is sick. I can't wait to talk about Maxey.
Even Edvon does back. Even Edvon does it right next to Ali. Does it right? Like, everybody does it now.
I mean, literally everyone. So let's talk about the back, though, because I feel like the back's important here. We're talking about two guys who are two of the guys who are top 5 in the world, yet they don't have a top 5 back. I could easily find 5 guys in the league right now that would beat both Ali and Edvon's back. But again, men's physique is about balance, aesthetics, the whole shebang. When you guys look at these two backs, let them get in their pose here. Who has the better back between 5th in the world, Edvon Palmera, and 2nd in the world, Ali Bilal?
Ali Bilal, hands down.
Facts.
You see the detail in the scapula. You see the detail everywhere. He's wider. He's a little bit wider, like in the lower lat section. He's just, you just see more definition. You see more lines. And to your point, Hart, not a top 5 back in the game right now, but he is beating Edvon, and we love Edvon. Edvon is an incredible athlete. Absolutely, I've taken a lot of his posing and incorporated it into my own. So has Isai. So that's why it's dope to see him up there too. But your eyes don't lie to you. You see that level of detail everywhere, including the rectors, and you just got to give it to Ali, in my humble opinion. What do you see, Phil? Do you see? Am I blind? I had my eyes done. I had the LASIK surgery done. Am I seeing things incorrect here?
No, I'm going to say the guys at the LASIK surgery did a really, really good job on your eyes, because I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. I see Ali Bilal definitely has a more dominant back. And don't get me wrong, like, Edvan Palmera's got a great structure, great shape. There's you can't deny, like, Edvan came. I think this was one of the best versions of Edvan that I've ever seen. Like, he was full, he was hard, he was conditioned. But like you said, Hart, you come up against a steam train, like Ali Bilal. It almost makes you, it almost exposes you type thing. But yeah, in terms of the back, like, even the detail in those upper lats, they're a lot more etched in comparison to Edvan. The rhomboids, the traps, the delts pop a little bit more in comparison to Edvan. So all in all, absolutely, I agree. Like, not the best back in the world, but on the day, definitely had a more dominant back in comparison to Edvan Palmera.
What a crazy lineup. I mean, what a crazy top two. Really proud of Edvan holding his ground. I mean, he damn well held his ground against Ali Bilal, but again, just Ali Bilal is just, he's fresher, hasn't been competing. He's just been able to make improvements. Cortisol is probably way lower than Edvan. Edvan, how many shows has Edvan done in the last 4 months?
Heaps. I've lost track.
3? I think he's done 3.
He did a couple in Brazil. He did a couple in Brazil. He was supposed to do the Arnold, didn't do the Arnold. He did the China show after the Olympia. He's doing this show. He's got Pittsburgh next week. So probably doing 6.
A lot.
At least 6 shows,
It's been a lot.
Well, he and Cuts decided to take it down because his body needed the rest for sure. So, I mean, that's how much he's pushing, right? And he's a top tier athlete, so he could go the distance.
Still looks great.
That's how far he went. Yeah, exactly.
Still looks phenomenal. Let's talk about third place out of Indonesia. I think, first of all, everyone needs to understand Isai again, just made history. The first Indonesian men's physique pro, men's physique Olympian to ever get third place at the top 3 most competitive bodybuilding shows in the world. Indonesia did that. That is the Prince of Indonesia right there. That is Isai Kesek. And it was so interesting. And I was so ready to see, how does Isai fare up side by side, 2nd in the world and 5th in the world? Because when you look at Isai in person, Philly, you've seen him in person, I've seen him in person, you're like, who's going to beat this guy? Well, here you have it. 2nd in the world can still beat him, and 5th in the world can still beat him. And Isai, Phil, correct me if I'm wrong, he got 13th, I believe, at this year's Mr. Olympia in 2025.
12th or 13th, yeah, one of the two.
So we're looking at top Olympians right here, and Indonesia is in the mix. When I look at Isai, the first thing that I notice is, obviously, when I look at the positives, is the conditioning is unreal. The abs are unreal. The lat flare is unreal. Just like Ali Bilal, how it connects all the way down. Isai's got the same thing. Even Edvan almost has the same thing, the way he turns his waist. I mean, all these guys are similar, but different in certain ways. Isai's core is amazing. I think the abs are actually a little bit more bubbly. Gaffa, you made a comment a few months ago that you would like to see Isai's abs dig in a little bit deeper, a little bit more round. I think he's made those improvements. Clean cut dude, has the best jaw on stage. Where I see him lacking from the front, and I know we all see it, is actually surprisingly his chest. His chest needs to come up. The middle chest and the upper chest need to come up for Isai to be able to battle against Ali Bilal and Edvan Palmera. But again, the posing looks good. The shorts look good. The look looks good. Indonesia's got to be still partying after this one. Ali's telling Isai to move over.
I think his posing is impacting his chest. I think that he slouches his shoulders forward because he's crunching down on the abs, and he wants the abs to pop so much that he doesn't raise his chest like you see Ali Bilal and Edvan doing. They raise their chest and they just know that the abs are going to be there. You see how he's kind of like hunched over, and he's got like his back is curved, right? Versus the other two guys that are more erect. Pause. So when you look at that, that's going to cause your your chest to look like it's caved in, because it has to naturally do that for your back to be rounded. I saw a guy at the Memphis Pro, and he had an opportunity. Big, huge dude, yellow shorts, huge dude, had the opportunity to place much higher and probably win. But he was crunching down so much. He was like literally hunched over. His pecs were almost like in his navel. And that's not the look. They want to see you upright and look like you own the stage, like you're a statue, not like you're trying, like you don't have to try. That's the look you want to have in men's physique. Like it's effortless. yet you're up there like clenched and shaking, and you feel uncomfortable, but it doesn't look like that from the outside looking at you. So I think that the Isai just needs to bring his try standing a little bit more erect first, and then see what it looks like. How much more he needs to work on chest or not, especially that middle part, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because Phil, we've seen his chest in how many videos, how many shots, and you know this guy has a chest. You know he has abs. So I think one of us will reach out to Isai and just let him know. What do you think, Phil?
I'm with you, Gav. I think it is the posing more than anything because, yeah, to your point, Hart, like we know that Isai has a chest, but it's almost like it's like he concaves in. Like he really just dips those arms down. Maybe it's he hits his abs a little bit harder. Maybe he's too focused on his abs and really, I mean, think about it. When you're up against the like of Ali Bilal, you know that Ali's going to beat a lot of people with that midsection. So how does Isai try to compete with that? Obviously really focusing on his abs. But then to your point, Gaffer, it takes away from the rest of the look. So yeah, maybe Isai sees this, or if we've got to reach out to him, hopefully he's able to correct that moving into Pittsburgh next week. But all in all, I mean, like you said, Hart, we always see him by himself. But to see him up against the likes of Edvan and Ali, I mean, now kind of gives us a greater perspective of his actual look. I personally think the back needs to come up a little bit more to kind of match the front. I still feel like he's a young blood in the sport. He's got a lot of potential, you know, top 12, top 13 in the world. So he's you shouldn't be overlooking him. He's definitely one of the best physiques in the world. I just feel like the back needs to come up a little bit more, if anything, just to match that front. And, you know, we've said it time and time again, this guy's a guy that will shake it up in the coming years. He will climb higher and higher and higher up the ranks. It's just a matter of time, if anything.
Boys, so interesting when Ali... Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, brother. I was going to say, boys, you know, it's wild because you've got Isai Kesek, you've got Francisco Martinez, Talha Cullet. You've got these young bloods that are coming up that are going to really propel the division into the future within the next year or two. And you're going to see these guys continue to move up as long as they stay in the game. But it's like you can see why the guys like Ali Bilal, Edvan, Brandon, Banks and all are at that top tier because they just check all the boxes that they can control. You know, and the ones that they can't, they know how to hide them or get in and get out real quick with them. But these guys just need to make these small little tweaks, and I think we're going to see them move up in the rankings and start really placing and knocking even some of the veterans out of the game, in my humble opinion. Sorry about that, Hart.
No, you're fine. Let's get into fourth place here. Jeremiah Maxey looked phenomenal. So good to see this guy back on stage. Is this the show? Welcome back. Does Jeremiah Maxey have any photos of himself on stage? Actually, I think he was actually in that last video. Let me go over to who had that video.
Who's that guy on the right with those shades?
I'm gonna go back to Edvan. Did Edvan have it up? Yes, he did. Jeremiah Maxey, far left here. Big guy with the long hair. Nice legs. He's got to feel good about this one. I don't know if that foot is dragging behind or not. These things are in the way. I can't really see, but you notice all these other guys, even Isai. I feel like I don't know if I like that foot from Isai. You look at Ali, you look at Edvan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should. But same with Jeremiah Maxey. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that foot is even with that on that line. I can't tell if it's back or not. But Jeremiah Maxey looked great. He looked phenomenal. This guy is huge. And he looks good, brought a great polished look from the back. I know he's known to have a really nice back as well. This is a great look from Jeremiah. I've seen him compete for years now. This is one of his best looks ever. Gets him a 4th place at the New York Pro. What'd you guys think of Jeremiah Maxey? The manifest shorts in the back. Okay.
You mean Jeremiah maxed out Maxey? Because he was maxed out. I was watching this, and when I saw him jump on stage, I thought, damn, he is big. Pause. He obviously I think he's taken 2 years off the stage. He hasn't competed in 2 years, and to bounce back the way that he did, I mean, he's known for that front shot. Like, that front shot is money. Like, the bubbliness in the arms, the abs, the waist, the delts. This guy, he's got the look. I didn't recognize him because of the longer hair. I mean, I think the last time I saw him, he had like a shorter, clean cut type of look. But he could have easily taken 3rd in my eyes. Like, it was very, very close between him and Isai. I think that he could have snuck him, if anything. But a very, very impressive look from Jeremiah. Yes, brings up the back as well. Like the back is money too. But yeah, after taking 2 years off the stage and to come back and bounce back at the New York Pro the way that he did, impressive stuff. Gaffer, what do you think?
I've seen him now for years. I started covering him when Hart introduced him some years ago. And then I saw him compete against Clarence in person, and I was really, really impressed with his look. I'm going to say his name now that he's gotten so much fuller and he looks like this is Jeremiah Mad Maxey. Okay, he is now the Mad Max because this is him totally maxed out, full. He's got the braids. He looks like he's in an apocalyptic time right now with the black shorts and the braids and everything. Mad Max himself, Jeremiah Mad Maxey. That's the moniker now, bro. He looks great. The chest is full. He's got a beautiful ab cage. The line right there looks great. His only issue is the guys he's up against right now. And I could see him bringing up the back a little bit more, getting a little bit more pop to the delts. If he brings in those delts a little bit more and gets that medial delt to pop more, and if he gets that back a little bit denser and a little bit more detail in that middle, right in that middle back, you'd like to see that the edge of the sword right there in that middle of the back, where it kind of comes out and then cylinders up. That would be incredible on his physique because he's got the look, he's got the genetics, and it just takes him doing those close grip, even reverse handle or neutral grip pull downs to get that look. But he looks incredible. He's phenomenal, handsome dude. Pause. Like I said, Mad Max is in the house, coming in fourth. That's not too shabby against these three guys, that's for sure.
I just can't believe how big he looks compared to the other three. I mean, we've both seen Isai in person. I mean, I think you've seen Edvan in person. Gaffer, I think you've seen a couple of these guys in person as well. When you see him standing up against these guys, it almost looks like he's a classic guy. He makes, those three guys are big. But when Jeremiah stands next to, even his back shot, right? Look how wide he looks compared to the other three.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Like Edvan looks like he's in a totally different division, like weight division than him when they turn to the back.
Look at this.
And he's not even in the center. He's on the side. The camera's in the center. So the guys in the middle are going to look bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Good point. Wow.
Absolutely nuts. New York Pro 2026 is in the books. The men's physique show, bringing you that coverage of the top four. Isai Kesek out of Indonesia, fourth. Ali Bilal, first out of Afghanistan. Second place, Edvan Palmera out of Brazil. Mad Max Maxey. Jeremiah Mad Max Maxey.
We could either say Jeremiah Mad Max Maxey, or we could say Jeremiah Mad Maxey.
Jeremiah Mad Maxey.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah, that's it.
Same. I love that. I love that. Boys, that is an hour and 15 minutes of another OTS off the stage. Pittsburgh Pro this weekend.
Pittsburgh Pro Horde. Now is the time to get excited. The one show that has been hyped up for the last couple of months is only a couple of days away. You're going to see some of the best athletes from around the world. We're calling this one the Mini Olympia. Isai Kesek, Ali Bilal, Aaron Banks, Kyron Holden, Juxian He, just to name a few. So guys, if you aren't excited, I don't know what you're doing. And if you haven't subscribed to the Men's Physique Show YouTube channel, what the hell are you doing? Make sure to tap that subscribe button, tap the bell icon so that you're the first to be notified of every single episode that we drop. Like Hart said, we've got a big interview, Big Dan Ibrahim interview dropping next week. That's one that you don't want to miss. Also, like this video, drop a comment. It really helps with the algorithm, as well as take that screenshot. We want to be able to push this channel to the broader bodybuilding world, and we need your help to do so. So make sure to take a screenshot, tap the QR code. I keep pointing this way for some reason, but the QR code is actually the other way. Use the QR code, upload it to your Instagram story, tag the Men's Physique Show official, Hart McGrath, Aline Bolton, and Philip Nassali, and we'll help spread the news on our pages as well. Last but not least, a special thank you to all the guys partnering the show. Manifest board shorts, some of the best board shorts in the game. The best athletes around the world are rocking those shorts. make sure to get yourself a pair of those shorts too. Metabolics, like I mentioned, like we all mentioned earlier today, some of the best health products on the market. Make sure to get yourself a pair of these, I should say. Get your health in check. Also, Physique Fitness, Physique, huge supplements, and Dr. Campbell over there at the Center of Wellness and Pain Care. All the discount codes, all the links will be in the description below. And guys, if you made it to the end of this one, enjoy the rest of your morning, the night, the evening, whatever time you're watching this, and we'll see you in the next.
Peace.